This has massive implications for the Patriots as we have a major injury update on last year's second-round pick, wide receiver Ja'Lynn Polk. We give you the latest Patriots news and updates right here, right now on Patriots Digest. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews. I appreciate you joining in. Wish I had some better news to share with you, but it is news nonetheless. Before we get going into this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free, and it helps us grow our channel here on Patriots Digest, and it's more of a community, we like to think of it. So hit that subscribe button and join the Patriots Digest community. Plus, you're getting New England Patriots news, rumors, and updates every single day. We got an unfortunate report from Jordan Schultz this morning, or rather this afternoon. Sources: Patriots wide receiver Ja'Lynn Polk will miss the entirety of the 2025 season due to a shoulder injury that will require surgery. The 2024 second-round pick saw multiple specialists, and surgery was determined to be the best course of action, with the goal of being fully healthy for 2026. Now, this is I'm not going to call it a huge blow for the Patriots, but it's definitely one that is going to be talked about a lot because Polk last year was a second-round pick, as we know, and a lot of people had high hopes for him. Last year was not the year you really expected from him in any light. His stats spoke nothing of some positives that were going to come. 15 games played, 33 targets, 87 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Nothing about that screams a second-round pick, and that is kind of the bigger part and why this has massive implications, because there is a potential future out there where Ja'Lynn Polk may be done with the Patriots in some aspects. This might not be something where he comes back in 2026 and they still have that spot readily available for him. Now, am I saying they're going to cut him? No, probably not, but a trade could be in there. They could, figure out that their wide receiver room is better off without him because you have that small sample size. You get hurt in the first preseason game the next season, and it's a lot of question marks surrounding your career all of a sudden. Now, there's lots of things to break down when talking about this, but it's honestly hard because you saw what he was able to do in college, and we go to a report from Bleacher Report that kind of talks about that. Listen, he finished with 69 catches for nearly 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns during the 2023 college football season and helped lead the Huskies to the college football playoff and national championship game. Now, he was part of a dominant 1-2 punch as a wide receiver, as he was alongside now Bears wide receiver Rome Odunze in an offense that also featured quarterback Michael Penix Jr. And that was why there was some high hopes for him. And I'm not going to lie, and I'll keep the same opinion that I had. I had very high hopes for him when the Patriots drafted him. Would I have liked Ladd McConkey? Yes, that was by far the better choice for me. But am I going to sit here and say that Ja'Lynn Polk was not a good choice? No, at the time I thought it was a very good choice. However, the Patriots and drafting wide receivers have never seemed to work out. In fact, I think I saw some of the report that the person with the most fantasy points from a Patriots uniform was some random guy. It was kind of really weird, but Patriots wide receivers being drafted have not been good. We know the story about a bunch of those guys, but either way, let's go into the offensive depth chart and kind of look at this from a logistical standpoint in the wide receiver room. Now, in theory, that doesn't really affect too much. Obviously, it's something that is going to be talked about, but even on here, you can kind of see he's already been removed from it. So Stefon Diggs is going to be your main wide receiver. The other two starters will be Matt Collins and Demario Douglas, and then Keyshawn Boutte, Kyle Williams, and then Efton Chisholm. Boy, the Patriots have done it again, haven't they? The Patriots have done it again. I am very excited to see him in actual game action playing with Drake Maye. I obviously understand that a guy out of Eastern Washington, free agent, undrafted, there's potential that maybe it's not as good in regular season as we're seeing in the preseason. At the same time, I think that what he has shown is that he is going to be a reliable option. Now, obviously, there's people behind him. I think, honestly, besides Efton Chisholm in the wide receiver room, Kendrick Bourne, to me, has a spot, and Javon Baker probably has a spot, but everybody else on the roster depth chart that you see right now, I doubt will actually end up on the team. Ja'Lynn Polk, good news, bad news. It kind of allows for a little bit of an easier decision when kind of negotiating roster spots, and with 53-man roster cutdowns coming out in literally just about a week now, it's an important thing to note that the wide receiver room can now include Javon Baker, Kendrick Bourne, and Efton Chisholm and not have to worry about cutting anybody else. Now, still some question marks, obviously, in the wide receiver room because you don't exactly know what Stefon Diggs is going to look like. And Matt Collins has had some very good seasons and very good passes, and sometimes he's looked not that great out there. We obviously saw him play with the Bills for a couple years. So I think it's an interesting topic to really look at this depth chart and see that Ja'Lynn Polk is a guy that, whether you like him, whether you don't, I do think that at this current time, it is a position that, you wouldn't mind having a second-round pick. And did he have the year you expected him to have last season? No, not by any stretch of the imagination. But was it something that the Patriots could have, maybe molded a little bit more, and especially with a second-year Drake Maye, a new head coach, Josh McDaniels back at the offensive coordinator position, maybe it could have worked out better. I mean, if you look back to the Tom Brady days, Polk kind of fits the body type of the receivers that was really the best type of receivers in the Josh McDaniel, Tom Brady type days. So what's to say that maybe this year would have been different? We'll never know because he only played in one preseason game. There's not much to even look at and say there. The bottom line on top is here, it's now a very easy path for a couple of different guys to get on the roster, but it does kind of take us back because if you remember, the Patriots were in line to probably get a Ladd McConkey type receiver, who we know did fantastic things last year with the Chargers. But a couple of picks ahead of the Patriots, the Chargers traded up. And here is the quote from Mike Luciano of Fanside saying, "The Chargers traded up in the 2025 NFL Draft to take McConkey at number 34 overall. The Chargers drafted McConkey over a few players many analysts projected to come off the board before him, including Indianapolis Colts youngster Adonai Mitchell and New England Patriots outside target Ja'Lynn Polk. 1 year later, that trade looks like a stroke of genius," end quote. And it's doubled down because obviously right now, there's two things as a Patriots fan that kind of stinks. Ladd McConkey was such a Patriots wide receiver. I don't have to explain why. He fit the body type, he fit the alignment, the way he played, the aggressiveness style. It fit what the Patriots were. However, at that time, Josh McDaniels was not the guy at the helm of the offense. At that time, Drake Maye was the head coach, not Mike Vrable. At that time, it was not the usual New England Patriots type of, let's say, coordination that we are used to having. And so in that same breath, it stinks. It stinks because there is a very real possibility where if the Patriots were in the regime they are right now, and the draft that occurred with Ja'Lynn Polk and of course Adonai Mitchell and what's his name? I just kind of forgot the name there, but McConkey, excuse me. I just went blank there. But if McConkey's in that same draft, there's a very real possibility that is the guy you end up taking. You trade up to get Ladd McConkey. And so it stinks, but at the same time, I understand that that's how that goes, and the Patriots drafting wide receivers have never been a good marriage. So we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, this is a decent blow, but obviously, injuries are injuries. It happens in the NFL every single day. We appreciate you tuning in here to Patriots Digest. Again, if you've made it to the end of the video, you obviously enjoy the content, so go down there and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Appreciate it, guys. Peace out.